Hi everyone, Dale Anderson here. I hope you're well. So I just wanted to give you some top tips for landlords as they embark on a new financial year. The start of the new tax year is the perfect time to get your house in order. Financially, it's a clean slate for anyone who normally does a tax return. So grab the bull by the horns to take control of your finances this year. So here are a few tips. Number one, file your 22-23 tax return as soon as possible while it's still fresh in your mind. You won't need to pay your tax bill early, but you'll know exactly what you owe, making it easier to budget for your January payment date. Number two, if there are any gaps that may doing your 22-23 tax return tricky, change your process for not taking or financial tracking so you won't repeat the problem for 2023 or 24. And number three, set up a standing order to a savings account for around 20% of your taxable gross income. This should be enough to cover most of your tax bills. So by next January, you'll already have the bulk of the money set aside. Number four, if you pay tax on dividends, check what rates of tax you pay on HMRC's website and save this percentage of your dividend payments. And number five, start using a software to track your taxable income. It's easier to manage than a pen and paper solution. And once making tax digital for income tax comes into play by the government, you'll need to do this digitally anyway. It's much easier to put money aside for tax as soon as possible, as soon as you receive the income, and try and find a large sum of cash next year, January. See it as income that doesn't actually belong to you. Put it aside in a dedicated savings account straight away. This year, the government will start phasing out paper-based tax return forms. So if you want to use a paper form, you'll need to request it from HMRC directly. Most people already complete the returns online, but a considerable number of people still use the old paper system. So for those without internet access who are less digitally literate, this change presents another barrier to completing a tax return. Tax softwares that generate a tax return based on simple data inputs, such as your amount earned versus spent, are a good way to manage the gap, and will also support quarterly filing once making tax digital comes into effect. Hope this helps. All the best. Take care.